Her words struck me like ice, sharp and unyielding. I'm not yours. Don't touch me. It wasn't just rejection. It hollowed the space between us, leaving it cold and unfamiliar. I froze, watching her wrap her coat around herself, as if sealing away the last fragments of what we once were. Claire had never spoken to me like this. Once, she would reach for my hand, even half asleep. Now, even the lightest touch seemed to burn her. 6 years of marriage, nearly a decade together, and the warmth we shared had crumbled slowly, unnoticed, like dust on furniture until the sun shines too brightly. That night, the light was merciless. I wanted to ask, why me? Did I do something wrong? But her distant gaze answered before words could. The question didn't matter anymore. I lingered in the living room long after she went upstairs, her presence still lingering faintly like a ghost. When her bedroom door clicked shut, the silence was louder than any argument we'd ever had. The next morning, she moved through the house as if nothing had changed. Coffee brewed, toast popped, her eyes glued to her phone. When I tried to speak, she muttered, "I'm late for work." And just like that, conversation died before it began. Days passed, then weeks. I tried everything. Flowers, quiet dinners, apologies for things I couldn't even name. But each gesture hit the same icy wall. Touch had become forbidden. One Friday, I left work early, aimless. The radio hummed songs of heartbreak, each lyric a mirror to my own lingering grief. When I returned home, the lights were dim, and Claire sat on the couch, phone in hand. She didn't notice me at first. When she did, she hastily turned the screen away. "Who was that?" I asked softly. "No one," she replied, irritation lacing her tone. "Since when do colleagues make her smile like that?" My heart sank. "Since when do you think you own me?" Her words cut sharper than any knife. I hadn't meant ownership. I meant commitment, the promise we once shared. But in that instant, I saw clearly she no longer saw it the same way. She grabbed her bag and announced she'd stay with her sister for a few days. I didn't stop her. For the first time, I didn't want to. That night, I poured a drink and replayed everything. The laughter, the slow drift, the cold rejection that shattered me. Her words, "Don't touch me," echoed endlessly. And somewhere in the silence, a thought rooted itself. Maybe she wasn't mine anymore because she had already given herself to someone else. On Sunday, I went to the little cafe near her office where we used to meet every Thursday. I waited, torn between hope and dread. At exactly 10, she arrived, accompanied by a man. Their closeness was effortless, natural. He brushed her back lightly. She didn't flinch. They laughed, and my coffee went cold. Betrayal didn't explode. It settled quietly, heavy like wet ash. Finally, she noticed me. Color drained from her face as she whispered something to him and rushed over. "Ethan, what are you doing here?" "Having coffee," I said evenly. Silence spoke louder than words. That night, she returned home, moving mechanically. "It's not what it looked like," she murmured. I didn't argue. I didn't demand explanations. I just watched dusk fall, the quiet suffocating. "Then you're not mine to keep," I said softly. Her eyes widened. "You don't mean that," she whispered. "I do." For years, I had shaped my life around her moods, her distance, her ever-changing rules. I had blamed fatigue, stress, anything but the truth. The truth was gone, and so was what remained of us. If I can't touch you, if I can't reach you, what exactly am I keeping? Tears came, but too late. "You don't understand. Ethan, I just needed space." I almost laughed. "Space? You didn't need space. You needed someone else." Her silence confirmed everything. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just said quietly, "Take your things." And when the door closed behind her, the house exhaled. Not loneliness. Freedom. The days that followed were hard. Every corner carried her scent. Every sound reminded me of her. But slowly, the emptiness shifted. It no longer felt like loss. It felt like release. Morning runs, black coffee, rain tapping against the windows. Life moved forward, even fractured. Weeks later, she reached out, asking to meet. Against my better judgment, I agreed. We sat in the same cafe. She fidgeted, twisting her fingers. I made a mistake, she admitted. I listened. I cared. But I was the only one fighting. Claire, you just watched, I said. Can't we start over? She asked. I smiled faintly. We already did. The moment you left, I began again, without you. I walked away, the pain of loss finally unklinging. I returned home, changed the sheets, opened the windows, and let the night air wash through. That night, I slept soundly for the first time in months. Eventually, I heard the man she had been seeing moved on. I felt no triumph, only relief. Finally free from the cycle of blame, distance, and longing. Fragments of our past linger. Yes, the laughter, the touch, the dreams, but I don't dwell on them. I remember one night above all. I'm not yours to touch, she said. And I replied, then you're not mine to keep. Those words didn't just end a marriage. They began my freedom. Love doesn't die when someone stops caring. It dies when it's time to let go. And I finally understood.